Welcome back to another episode of Excuse My Grandma. It's Kim and my co-host,
Grandma Gail.
So this week on the podcast, we have on a beauty expert.
Who is also beautiful, Kim.
Yes, that's true. And she started a company back in the 1980s, and she's still a household name in the cosmetic and beauty world today, Trish McEvoy. And she's been so helpful in helping us with our own makeup and beauty journey.
We've had the best time. She made us up for Kim's birthday, and Kimmy never looked so good. She really didn't look 26. She maybe only looked 24.
And she's given us products that I'm already addicted to. There's like this liquid blush that I really like, and we've been trying everything out, which has been really fun.
We're like a kid in a candy store, but full of makeup. So we've been really having fun with this.
Right. What was the looks in the 50s and 60s when it came to makeup?
Well, that was the cat eye with Sophia Loren. She personified.
People still do that with like a liquid liner.
Well, now it's back. It was out for a long time. But most people didn't wear a lot of makeup in the 50s. That really was not the look. It was the freshly scrubbed schoolgirl look. And then when you went out, you sort of wore a little bit of makeup, a little rouge, and not that much eye makeup. Certainly not all the lashes and stuff that you see on today's young women and models that you see on television.
Yeah, it's definitely big for reality TV stars and everyone else to do the nails, the lashes, all of that. We talk a little bit about that with Trish.
Okay, well, let's get to listening to her because she's got a lot to say.
All right, everyone. We are joined by Trish McEvoy. We're so excited to have you here, Trish. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Trish.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I love that the two of you have this wonderful relationship. You're so lucky. And then to be able to do this together, what fun.
Thank you.
We are having fun.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
And we know you were close with your grandmother as well. And I definitely want to get into that and how she sort of inspired you to get into the beauty industry.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. My grandmother and I were very, very close. I lived with my grandmother for the first 5 years of my life. And she owned perfumeries and restaurants. And I just fell in love with beauty by walking into her perfumery. I mean, it was magical. The fragrances, the color, how women would come in one way and leave feeling completely different. It was something that influenced me from a very, very, very young age. And it stayed with me forever. It was the biggest gift of my life, really. My grandmother was very inclusive. So she would say, what do you think? And what do you think? I mean, I'm 5 years old. What am I going to think?
So then how and when, I guess, did you really get your start in the business?
I got my start in the business by working for Estee Lauder behind a cosmetic counter. And I was very, very fortunate. I had a phenomenal boss. And he told me that if I took this business from where it was to where he wanted it to be, that he would get me an interview in New York. Yeah. And I did what he requested. And Estee Lauder was very, very, very lovely to me. They opened my eyes to doing interviews on television, radio, visiting counters. That was my primary job, visiting counters all over the United States. And from there, I went into product development. I ran New York for Ultima 2, and I did this before the age of 25.
Wow. That makes me feel like I have a lot to accomplish. So put things in perspective a little bit for our listeners who might not know. What was the beauty industry like when you were really getting a start? Because I feel like it was very different than today.
It was very different. First, no niche brands whatsoever. Big companies. You walked into a cosmetic department. The smallest lines may have been a Germaine Montet. And when I started, you had magazines, newspapers, and television. And that was how you got your information. Today, you've got my goodness,
Instagram,
Instagram.
TikTok. Oh.
TikTok.
Mhm.
You've got so much out there, and it's a much more consumer ruled place
Mhm.
versus a company ruled place. The consumer is the person in charge. They tell you what they want, what they like, what they don't like. It's wonderful. It's a very independent arena right now. It's wonderful.
And I thought it was interesting too to think about that now. I feel like my entire Instagram feed is like beauty tutorial videos or nail accounts or makeup accounts. How did people get inspiration?
Well, we used to go into a store, like Trisha's saying, you'd go into Elizabeth Arden, or you'd go into Helena Rubinstein, who had boutiques, or you'd go into Saks or Macy's or wherever, the large department stores, and somebody behind the counter would take a half an hour and really help you go through it. But now,
But you're not going to do that. Like the trends can't move as fast because you're not going to do that every week.
well, nobody did, nothing moved as fast.
I think that today it's much more entertaining.
Mhm.
In the middle of the night, you can watch a YouTube tutorial. You can go on Instagram. I mean, it's fabulous. Today is wonderful. Back then, you had the people behind the counters, or you would go to a salon and they would do your makeup. But very seldom were you taught how to do it. Women loved sitting in the chair and having their makeup done.
Right.
Then they would get home and they would be clueless.
Right.
Like me.
Right? Yeah. What also has happened is that competitors are no longer competitors. They're more united in a united front. We work together. We enjoy each other's company. We help each other. It's quite lovely. It's quite lovely. I just got off the phone with Ruby Hammer, one of the top makeup artists in London. I mean, it's lovely, lovely.
Yeah. And the thing that I think I guess could get dangerous though is when you're seeing a video and it's like they do this very cool cat eye shape, let's say, and then I try it and I'm like, I look terrible. You kind of have to know the shape of your own face and your own eye, right? Like I know if you have hooded eyes, you're supposed to do eyeliner differently. So how do you kind of like learn about what works best for you?
Very easy. You Google. How do you make up a hooded eye?
See?
It'll take you right there. Google everything. It's so easy today. Google, Google, Google. And again, today there's so many YouTube videos, and literally you're not going to be looking at a 15-step routine for you because you're both very busy. You're going to Google simple eyeliner.
Right. We're not going to Hollywood and we're not in the Super Bowl. So I don't think we need to overdo it.
Well, we are on camera quite a lot.
We are on camera. That's true. We are on camera. That's the story I have to say, Trish. She follows me at 8:00 in the morning. I have to put my makeup on because I never know when I'm going to be on TikTok.
But that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Well, it's good. It's good unless you live with her.
Listen, she would be perfect to live with me. We would have so much fun.
That's so true. For those, when we clip this, we'll realize we're not wearing as much makeup as usual. That's because we're going to do a little bit of a makeup tutorial with Trish, who is the expert here. People ask us or Grandma on TikTok pretty much every day, how do you look so young? Like what makeup do you use? All of these questions. And Trish, you kind of have like a tip or a trick to make it as if you have an instant eye lift.
Oh, one of my most popular tricks and products is instant eye lift. All you do, you take this product, it's a skincare product and an eye brightener, and literally you make a triangle.
Should we do it with you?
I'm going to do it with you.
Sure.
Okay.
And then you use my wet dry brush and really press with your brush, and then take your sponge or your ring finger and keep pressing. And what that does, it brings out the center of your face and it illuminates the under eye area. Gail, how old are you?
80.
You're 80?
I'm going to be 80.
Oh,
I'm not 80 yet. I'm not 80 yet, but after this tutorial, I'm going to be 80 because it's going to take me a year to figure it out.
No, you're going to be like 70 because you're going to lose 10 years.
Well, I don't know.
That is so
I might
funny.
have to buy 100 of these brushes for my 80th birthday.
You only need one. because you have to wash it.
I have to
You're not
wash the brush
giving it away.
too. Now I'm washing the sponges. I'm washing my brush. I'm very
You're going
busy.
to be washing a lot, baby.
Oh my gosh. All right.
So that instantly, no matter what your age, really brightens underneath. Now, very important is to get that beautiful glow. So we're going to take the liquid face color, a little on the nose, believe it or not. And then you take your brush, the big side.
So what's the
inundated.
difference between using like a liquid blush versus powder?
What's very good about using a product like this, it's so natural looking, totally mistake proof.
Mhm.
Powder on a more mature skin can lay on the surface.
Yeah, I like this. Okay.
Everybody loves this. And then go to your lip perfector. And this is an instant, balmy, natural looking lip. It's not a lipstick, so to speak. And there you've got it. That's all you need when you just want to rush out the door.
It's like no makeup. You've heard that.
No makeup. Absolutely. So you have that beautiful brightness under the eye. You have a little bit of glow on the cheeks and on the lip. Your lips are enhanced, but you don't look like you've got lip color on.
Yeah.
And there it is. It's that
And
simple.
we're gossiping, so it's taking longer, but it literally took 1 second.
Right.
1 second.
And we look so
Liquid-
beautiful. And we look beautiful.
And it's easy. You know what? It's about feeling that you just have a little bit more than your natural self, but you're enhancing your natural self.
Natural versus glam. What like do you see as more of the future right now? Like Grandma was saying, how come all the housewives have fake lashes and lip filler and all of that
But
stuff?
they look
Like
terrible. I mean, we don't want to look like them, really. I mean, what
Well,
who's our
some
model?
look-
Who are we now emulating? It used to
I
be
think-
Cindy Crawford or Audrey Hep. You know, who's our iconic look now that we're really trending towards?
I think you've got to look at the best version of yourself.
Okay.
I think that's really it. I think that's the fair way to feel good about beauty. I think when you look at people that are models, I mean, they're models. There's no way that you're going to look like them. I mean, there's no way. I'm sorry. I wish I could say you could, but
That's
you can't. I can't, you can't, we can't.
Mhm.
They're 10 feet tall and
Exactly.
every feature is a certain way. But I think the key, like you just said, it keeps evolving. So lashes have become very important.
Mhm.
Now, I do not think that lashes that are extensions should ever be applied to lashes. I've done it, and lashes can come out and not come back.
Right.
I used to
Don't
do it all
do
the time.
See,
And
but
then
it's
I
not healthy for
stopped.
your
And
eyes.
what happened to your lashes?
Well, this is funny, actually. I started to kind of get like blurry vision. And I don't know if it was related to that, but when I went to the eye doctor, they said, because I was doing it at like a cheap place for like probably 3 years straight, they said that like when I guess it gets in your like lash line and that can happen. So, and as soon as I stopped, it kind of went away. But I loved the idea of waking up and you already looked like you had like your eyes looked more open and you didn't have to put mascara on top of it. I just liked how easy
Well,
that was.
what you can do is you can have your lashes curled and dyed,
Right.
and that will give you a little bit of a lift.
And you
Yeah.
can use mascara. Don't be so lazy.
I guess it takes 1 second.
It takes a second. To
I just
use
like the
Trish's.
extra length.
I wear eyelashes every day. I love it.
Mhm.
Eyeliner every day and lashes every day.
Okay.
Because the older you get, the more you lose definition.
Mhm.
When you're young, what you want to do is just to bring out your features, to
Mhm.
make them pop. When you get older, you've got to put back what nature's taken away.
What do you think of the obsession with youth within the beauty industry?
I think it's changed. I don't think there is that much as it was before.
Mhm.
If you look at models that are doing well, many of them are in their 40s and 50s. It's, I mean, the place to go. If you're a beautiful, mature woman, you really can get a lot of work because the world has changed.
Mhm.
We've become much more open-minded to different sizes. You don't have to be a size 2. You know, you can be a size 10, 12. I think it's very much the same with beauty. you have to accept yourself. And, when you ask what trends are changing, how you apply eyeliner. A year or two ago, you went heavy all the way across. Right now, you go very narrow and you go stronger on the outer portion of the eye. A couple of years ago, eyebrows were very, very strong. Now it's much more natural. So it's really, a couple of years ago, lips got very matte. Today, everyone's going more glossy. They can't wait to take the masks off. So it's ever evolving, but the principles of makeup stay the same, even out your skin tone. Be sure you use SPF every day. If you want to look like your grandma, you've got to protect from the sun.
Right.
And
the sun is your worst enemy.
The sun is your worst enemy. Put definition on the eye, on the eyebrow, eye line, mascara. If you don't want a mascara, have your lashes permed. Color on the face, very important. Don't stop there. Don't stop here. You've got to go to the face to give it that youthful glow. And when you speak about this obsession with youth, I feel that the youth today are looking at people like your grandmother. They're looking at people like myself. I'm 71. And they're saying, it's not so bad. It's pretty good.
We have a good life.
It's pretty good.
I agree, Trish.
Good. And I think when you start to really bring the youth into feeling that way, they become less judgmental of themselves at a young age. I mean, Kimmy, you know what it was like in high school. I mean, how critical were the girls?
The mean girls.
Themselves.
Yeah, I don't even think that stopped, to be honest. Like, it gets into college and afterward as well.
Well, also you see so much of it because of the phones and because people are constantly showing their images on their phone. And that's really sad.
But there are people that I admire, like Paulina. She's a fashion model from 100 years ago.
But she was absolutely, and is beautiful.
She was one of the top supermodels. And today she's in her 50s. And she speaks about, enjoy. I have so many people that come to me and they're like, tell me all your secrets. Tell me everything.
Well, I think you have a very great outlook. You've had a career, you've had some recent tragedies, you've picked yourself up, and now you have a new chapter. And which is, that's inspirational, especially for my generation and a little younger, not for Kimmy's. Kimmy doesn't understand the second time around, but it really is.
Wait. There are people that are Kimmy's age that have divorced.
Yeah, well, that's very sad. Yes, you're probably right.
And there are people that are Kimmy's age that had tragedy and lost their life.
That's true. That's true.
I think, being young doesn't keep you from tragedy or loss.
That's true. You're absolutely right, especially in today's world.
For those who don't know what we're talking about, Trish, if you could talk a little bit about like your relationship history and now what it's like dating later.
I had the most amazing love affair. My husband was the wind beneath my sails. He really was.
Very nice.
I worked with him. We enjoyed every minute of being together. And then one day we woke up and he said, my neck is bothering me. And we didn't think much of it. At that time, I was in my early 50s. He was 14 years older than me. And we went to a physician and we found out he had Parkinson's. And he suffered with Parkinson's for 10, 12 years. Yeah. At the end, he could barely speak, move. He couldn't do anything. And it was a journey of being so grateful for every day, a journey of, in life, you take the good with the bad. And it was a journey of really learning what's really important in life. It taught me more about living those 10 years than the years before, all the good years. It taught me the importance of really caring for someone and what marriage really means. And when he passed, it was the most devastating time of my life. I could not believe that he would never be able to speak to me again, never hug me again. He was gone. I mean, I had this wonderful support system, and COVID happened. So then we were in lockdown, and I was, again, your life is also about being at the right place at the right time. Then one day I decided to go to the beach, and my assistant calls me and said, no, don't come. The traffic is terrible, terrible. So I said to Haley, my marketing manager, I said, let's go for a drink at the Mark. We go to the Mark.
Where you meet everyone.
That's
I'm
where you
telling
meet
you.
everyone.
We go to the Mark Hotel, and we sit next to two girls. I brought my dog with me. We started playing with the dog. And this lovely girl asks me about my husband and how is he, because she was a patient at our office. And I told her that he had passed. She literally picked up her phone and said, I have a guy for you. And it was her best friend's father.
Oh, that's
And
a good story.
unbelievable. And I said, no, 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 no. I had no interest. I wasn't even thinking of dating. My sister-in-law told me that I should seek help because I didn't want to date. She was so funny. She said,
Well,
"You
nobody
really-"
wants anybody to be alone. You know, they want people to have somebody to be with. It's life is just too short.
That's what she said, but I was no, no, no. And then I said, okay, because this girl was so persistent. I said, have him text me. Well, I think he did text, but I don't think he had ever texted a girl before. So I had to make sure that he could text, you know, because I'm not dating a 40-year-old.
20-year-old, right.
So then I had him FaceTime me because I wanted to make sure that, I mean, I didn't want to go the first time out with someone that I just couldn't.
Yeah, it would be too upsetting. Yeah.
That would just, I couldn't do that. So he FaceTimed and passed that test, but he still didn't pass the final test.
Uh-oh, what's
How
that?
how is he with other people? So I met him and I brought all the people that were with us to the restaurant and we had drinks and yeah.
And he passed the friends test.
He passed the friends test and we've been together ever since.
That's so nice.
I love
That's a
it.
good story. We love that.
So the first date was actually kind of a group date.
It was a group go-see.
See, this is very interesting.
Would you recommend that to people, like if they're not sure and they?
Well, I don't think that every man out there would be as open as Richard. Let me come with 5 girls.
Yeah. I don't think a 28-year-old guy is going to let you come with all your friends.
Right.
Oh my God.
That's very nice. It's a good story.
So do you have advice for other women or men, I guess, about how to meet people?
I really don't, because I mean, mine was a fluke.
Right.
But I would say live your life, and you never know where living your life takes you. That's what happened to me.
Right.
And with my husband, I met him on a blind date. Go on blind dates, you know, put yourself out there, and be careful. I think that's very important to be careful.
Yeah.
I always think I know that, you know, apps are very popular, and I think what's great with apps is that you can quickly meet people, but then Google them to make sure that they're okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's grandma's advice.
So we have some questions that listeners wrote in for you, Trish, specifically. If you had any recommendations for older skin and for gray hair.
Gray hair, I color my own hair.
Oh, wow.
I use preference, and what I love about that is the ease. I can do it anytime, but I think, you know, find a good colorist and have them show you what to do when you can't see them. And I also use a product called Wow.
What do you think of hair extensions?
Oh, no, Trish.
Take it off. Take it off. Because with the hair extensions, things like, let's say you're like going on a date and like a guy's kissing you and his hands are in your hair and they feel the clip in.
Well, first of all, I only put them here. I don't put them here.
Okay.
And then what I do, because it's not that different than my own hair,
Right.
then you do the same thing you do with Spanx,
Just put them in your bag or something. Take it right
Yeah.
off.
Take it right.
Like, yeah, look, most guys today, they have felt these things. It's normal now.
Yeah. Yeah. They
Yeah.
probably don't even like think twice because while they're kissing you, it's like that's second.
Yeah.
Like that's not even on.
That's not on their mind.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
not on their mind.
Right. Someone wrote, will there be another makeup planner as gorgeous as the Carpe Love?
Absolutely. We are coming out with new planners all the time. We have so many new wonderful things in the future. Absolutely.
Okay. And then anything for dry skin, how to stay like moisturized.
Drink a
The
lot of
key
water.
with dry skin, very, very important. What you just said, drink a lot of water, exfoliate, because if you exfoliate, it really enables your moisturizer to absorb more. So exfoliate and always use a hyaluronic acid. It's so important. I can't even tell you how important hyaluronic acid is. We have a serum, hyaluronic serum, and it's called our Beauty Booster. It is amazing. You put that on under your moisturizer, and what it does, it boosts the moisturizer.
Oh, I'm doing this tomorrow. I'm doing it
It's
tomorrow
amazing.
morning. I can't wait for tomorrow morning to happen, Kim.
And the key is to remember that most people are going to be drier on the outside of their face, not so much in the T-zone, even if you're dry. So put a little bit more on the outer portion of your face. And don't forget your neck.
Mm-hmm. I don't do that enough.
Well, you're very young. You don't have to
no,
worry
I
about
think
it.
I think I should.
No, she does have to worry.
Yeah.
She does have to worry
Okay.
because if she worries today, she'll look great when she gets to be 80.
Okay. All right. Good idea.
So we wanted to end the episode with a game that we play with all of our guests called Grandma Gail's Old Fashioned Dating Quiz. So essentially, we'll go through some hypotheticals and
They really don't apply to Trish.
no, yes, they do. Why do I always say that?
I don't know. I think these
Oh.
questions are so ridiculous, but Kimmy asked
We'll
them.
deem whether
Oh, come
you're a modern dater or more of a traditional dater. Okay,
A modern dater.
we'll see based on your answers.
Oh, baby. Okay. But I just think I am more modern. than
Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
see if I really am.
Right. Number one is, would you rather get a call or a text from the person you're dating?
I think I would rather get a call.
Okay. Would you sleep with someone on the first date?
Absolutely.
Dating apps or setups?
Set up.
Mhm. Would you move in together before getting engaged or wait until you're engaged?
Oh my God. I moved in with my husband 2 weeks after I met him. And I moved in with Richard a month after I met him.
Wow.
So, well,
Honey.
she knew. She knew.
Okay. And should the man pay for the date or should you alternate?
Oh God. The guy should pay for everything.
Interesting. It's almost split.
Right. She's it's 3 for traditional.
Yeah, 3 traditional,
two
2
modern.
modern.
So she's really right in the middle.
Yeah.
Trish,
Similar-
I feel so bad for these young girls that go out with guys, and my poor Haley, she gets stuck with the bill all the time.
No, don't let her do it. That's the wrong
Oh.
guy.
Oh.
Forget it.
Yeah.
Oh, what is this with splitting? We're not splitting them.
It happens. I'm telling you. I don't know. I guess
No.
maybe people just think that like you're in a relationship, it should be 50-50, but
And there's no such thing as a 50.
Exactly. Told you that a million times.
okay.
Trish, thank you.
Thank you so much
Thank
for joining us.
you.
Tell our listeners how they could find you and get your products.
Oh, please come to Trish McEvoy on Instagram, trishmcevoy.com. And I'm in Neiman Marcus, Nordstrom, Blue Mercury, Saks, and a lot of independent stores. Oh my goodness. And come to my office at 5 East 57.
Okay, we hope you enjoyed the episode with Trish McEvoy. And that was another great week of Excuse My Grandma. We have a lot of fun guests coming up the next few weeks. Please don't forget to rate this podcast 5 stars wherever you're listening. And follow us on Instagram and TikTok if you don't yet at Excuse My Grandma. We're going to post some makeup tutorials with Trish. So when she's talking in this episode about helping us do that under eye look, you can look at our TikTok and Instagram where we're going to post those clips.
It's great fun, so enjoy it.